And welcome, it's your boy that Gucci Z, and today we will be talking about Floor 11 and more specifically Corrosion itself, how it works, how much damage it does, and the tips and tricks to get around it so you are not needing some broken as healer to get through this floor. So first of all, from what I've noticed going through stream, just being in chats and many streams, seeing how people talk about and I guess somewhat complain. I'm not complaining, but are talking about how difficult they're finding Floor 11, with the corrosion being a massive issue. A lot of other content creators talking about how healers are really needed for this floor, and in actuality, it really isn't. From what I'm going to show you, I did a quick run through before this recording with with absolute horrible healers, or by healers I mean two, and yeah. So first we're going to start off with, just straight off the bat, is are shielders bad for this floor? And the simple answer is no, they're not. And if anything, shielders are going to be more important than an actual healer itself. If you are someone who is already using a big shielder like Zhongli, or we've got Noel, or you got Xinyan, as a support Xinyan anyway, who's on the Diona, you're going to be fine if you think that you're not. There's a lot of shield players out there that are thinking, oh, I haven't got a healer built. What am I going to do for Floor 11? Well, the problem is you've been lied to so far by people, and that shielders are very, very good. Now, however, you do need a healer. You do need a healer. I'm not going to deny that. However, the level and the amount of heals per second your healer can put out does not need to be a lot. You do not need a healer that heals your entire team for 15,000. You know, you don't need a Chi-Chi built up at level 90 just doing heaps. You don't need a Jean at level 90 doing all this massive healing. If you do, by all means, you should be using it and it should be making your life easier. But if you don't have these kind of characters, do not worry. We're going to go through what needs to be done and how to go around it if you only have shields. So first we're going to start off with Corrosion itself. As we know from the bits telling us, Corrosion lasts for 10 seconds per stack. Now from the general maths that I've done, there's probably going to see this when you're using it as my reference for me. Each stack does it ranges between 166 from an 18,000 Mona to 251 DPS on my 35,000 Zhongli. So we're going to say on average the stack is going to be doing 200 damage per second for 10 seconds. Times that by 5 if you end up doing a massive clump kill and killing like 3 to 5 units at once, you're going to be looking at about 1,000 damage per second you're taking on average. You know, again, it could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more if there's more enemies, but you know, you get the gist. We'll work on an average of 1,000 damage per second. And then we'll over 10 seconds of 5 stacks, it's going to be 10,000 damage going to be done to your entire team. And of course, it doesn't just affect the active characters. This damage will do it to everyone, every character. And of course, it'll bring everyone down to 15% health. It cannot drop you below 15% health, which is going to be the key information here. And then outside of that, the only thing you have to worry about, or the only thing that we do have to worry about, is the active character can actually fall below the 15% threshold and actually die from corrosion. Now, the reason why the 15% not being able to drop your team below 15% is the very key reason why you do not need massive heals. The reason being is that what's been going on is that everyone's team is dropping to 15% health. And because you see everyone at such low health, everyone gets worried. You end up panicking. Oh my god, if I saw a character, I'm just going to get one shot. And so everyone's got this delusion that they need to keep healing their team up so that when they take corrosion damage, they've got the health to do it. Well, if you think about it this way, if your team's at 15% health, right, and they can't drop, and you kill another 5 enemies, and because you've got 5 stacks that are going to end up doing 10,000 health, well, in reality, because your team sits at 15% health, that 10,000 damage doesn't actually exist. You don't actually take any damage because you're there, and therefore you don't need a healer to do anything. Hopefully that makes sense. So, as I said, like you kill 5 enemies, your team drops down to 15% health. Well, rather than heal them, just kill another 5 mobs, and then your team's just going to sit there. All that's happening by having a massive healer is that you're dropping down to 15% health, you switch to your healer, heal everyone up, and then you drop down again anyway. So at the end of the day, the same, whether you heal or not, your team's going to come down to 15%, which is where the shielder comes into play. Now, because everyone's sitting low, all you need is an effective health pool so that when you switch on a low character, you put your, before you switching to your healer or your venti or like just whatever character you're going to, you pre-shield up and then you start to cycle through your characters doing their damage. And so that way you're sitting at low health and you don't have to worry about a random mob or a random spear or fireball coming in and just one-shotting you. And now moving on to the healing part is that the reason why the healer does not need to be very geared is that the key part of Corrosion is that it's the active character that can die. So essentially all you need is a healer that can heal your active character while he's on the field so that the corrosion doesn't actually kill them. Everyone else on the team can just sit at 15% health. It doesn't matter because they're not going to die from corrosion. So all you need to be able to do is you're going to take around 8 to 10,000 damage from a 5-stat corrosion. And if you do that, you need a healer that can essentially output that kind of heals throughout. You also have to remember that this 10,000 corrosion isn't necessarily going to be 10,000 corrosion because there's other little tips and tricks, being iframes. So if you do, as soon as you kill a mob of 5, you might kill 5 mobs and you've got this 5 stacks hit you right away and it's about to start ticking for 1,000 damage per second. Remember that as the next set of mobs spawn, when you switch to them, as you move to the other part of the floor and you start dropping ultis, if you walk over and you decide to drop a Zhongli ulti while you've got corrosion stacks, well, that animation it takes, that 2 to 3 seconds that Zhongli is throwing his ultimate, his immune, as we already know from iframes. So that's 3 seconds of not taking damage. So now of the 10 seconds of corrosion, in reality you're only taking 7 seconds of the corrosion damage. Therefore, that's even less heals that are needed from your healer. So as we're going to do, I'm going to do a playthrough actually because, as before this video, I just did a quick one-take run of this. And what's going to happen is in this run here, I'm going to show you the characters after. The damage side of it isn't necessarily, obviously I'm somewhat of a banner whale, we'll say, kind of. So we've got big characters here, big damage, but this isn't what we're going to take from it. We're going to take the healing side. So at the moment, I've got a Zhongli for my shielder, and we've got this Jean is level 20 out of 40, I've thrown on some backup random artifacts that are level 20, but it's the flower so I've got a level 20 flower on her, so she actually has some health pools, so she doesn't accidentally get one shot. I put a level 20 feather on her, so she got some attack because Jean does need that attack. Even then, it's still not enough. Her heals are so pitiful. And then otherwise, there's literally nothing on her. It's a level 60 weapon, a level 60 flute, I believe, on her. And so all we're using Jean for is her ulti. That is it. And to do that, we're going to have Venti in the team. 1, to suck them all up, and 2, Venti is going to be the battery for Jean. So we don't really want to be on Jean very often, but we just want to use the heal. On the other team, I've got, actually I'll go through the team when I get there. But as we're going to see right away, we're popping the shield right away because we don't worry about any actual external damage. On the other team, I actually don't have a Zhongli at all. Of course I have a Zhongli. I don't have another shielder on the other team. I've pretty much done national team on the other side, but with a Barbara, and we pretty much try not to use. I've tried to use as minimal heals as possible to prove and show how to go about this issue. So at the moment we're going to see we've healed 10 enemies now. We've still got stacks on here. Our Jean is super low, and everyone else starting to take corrosion damage. Now at the moment, people might panic and be like, "Oh man, look, everyone's starting to get low, right?" But you got to remember that nothing is going to die. Like as we see it. So now is the moment we see Bal. So our Bal is getting low. I've switched to Zhongli because Zhongli's got a natural bigger pool. As I said before, the damage by corrosion isn't necessarily percentage. It's kind of like a flat amount. And so when you got someone like a Zhongli, he can actually take more he can take more corrosion damage than other characters can because of just because of the way the damage is working apparently. So as we get here, you know, the stacks have worn off. We're going to throw a gene. So as we've seen here, right? We've thrown, this is a level 20 gene, and we've thrown out an ulti just to get 4,000 health. It doesn't need to be big, doesn't need to heal everyone up. It just needs to be enough so that when we go through the corrosion when we have an active carrier through corrosion, he can actually live through it. Do some little pitiful heals. This is taking forever. Okay, so now we're at the last part. Now, as we get to as you get to the last end of the floor of, the last mob to the end of the floor, remember that it doesn't matter how much corrosion damage you take here, what the health is, because the floor is going to end, and this. So say you kill 5 enemies and you're meant to get 5 stacks of corrosion. Remember that the floor is going to end, therefore the damage doesn't actually exist. Of course, I also am showing you of venti times. You know, a lot of people aren't going to have venti, which is fine. But that also changes things up because, actually we'll let this end up. What's going to happen is that if you are unable to kill everyone at once, it actually makes it easier on the healer in regards to, because you're not taking 5 stacks per second, you're only, you know, you might get 1 stack of corrosion, and then you're getting like another stack, and they're kind of just like continuous. Well, rather than you needing a massive bomb of healing, then all you will need is essentially a small amount of constant healing, which will end up like evening out. So again, if you have a Barbara, like as I'm going to be using here, you have a Barbara with low investment, well, she doesn't need to be healing a lot. If you're only taking a few stacks at a time, all you need is some little drip feeding heals to come through to protect you. But if you do have the massive, bomb, if you don't get massive stacks of corrosion, then you kind of just want that little, all you need is the ulti. So in here we've got Singshu. Singshu is going to provide some damage reduction, is going to help, and we've got the little soft healing off it. My Bennett is main DPS C6 Bennett. I purposely try not to use, I think I accidentally used his ultimate once just because I only pressed it, but for the whole floor I don't use his ultimate. Just out of, for this video of showing that you don't need the level of heals that Bennett brings. We've got Castillo to suck them up, and we've got Barbara. Barbara's going to be our healer. So the purpose of this is just, I'm going to be doing majority of my healing with Barbara. This Barbara is level 50 out of 60. She has a level 60 Thrilling Tales and like 2 artifacts on her. Again, we've got a flower, a level 20 flower, random one just to give her a health pool, and we've got a feather on her, I think, or some other thing. But essentially, the gene that I'm showing in this video and the Barbara that I'm showing in this video for you guys to see are absolute minimal investment. I don't use them at all. I've just thrown on some random shit just to go through how this works. Unfortunately, though, with my Bennett, he's using an R5 Black Sword, so there is a bit of a cheesiness where I am getting those little bit of heals back every 5 seconds from the proc. But again, it's still showing that I haven't got any major heals. I've got no shielder in this side of it. I'm literally just healing with a Barbara. So we're gonna come through. This is fine. We're gonna skip through. So we've got 5 stacks here. So everyone's starting to get a bit lower now. In regards to taking damage, this side you don't really see much damage really. So again, my Bennett's the kind of, I guess with Singshu, the heals that you get from them do help a little bit as like just to offset. So as you see, Bennett's getting low. So everything you can see here, everyone's getting low. But as far as I'm not going to be using a Barbara ulti here. All we're going to be using, we use Barbara's E. So we know we've got some stacks, right? We know we've got some stacks of corrosion. So I use Barbara's E, and I pump out some normal attacks just to offset the healing because it's only about 1,000 a second. We offset it. We switch back to Bennett. Now we're going in. So now pretty much we've only got 1 stack of corrosion on us at this point, and our team is looking fine. We've done like minimum heals. And as I said, like you don't need everyone at like maximum health because it doesn't matter. You're only going to lose it anyway, so you might as well just play around staying low. And yeah, so this is going to come through. We're going to kill everyone. And again, this side's not going to matter too much because yeah. So as we can see, all the corrosion damage. So our Bennett's at 6,500. Look at this. We've killed 4 enemies. So my whole team has like 4 stacks of corrosion on it. And everyone will be thinking, oh, well, you need to heal them, right? Why don't you switch to Barbara and heal? Well, there's no point because they're not taking this corrosion doesn't do any damage. And that's what I'm saying. I got my Barbara and my Singshu have done like little single target healing to my Bennett who's on the field all the time. That's all that matters. My Bennett's at 6,500. He can take the corrosion damage that's coming through and we can just line everyone up. We can set up for the next chamber and that's all that's going to happen. We don't need to heal everyone up. And then you got to remember that we go into the next chamber now and you think, and the other part might be thinking is that, oh, well, everyone's low. going into the next chamber, you got to heal. Well, when you go into the next chamber, you start off with 0 stacks of corrosion, so you have time to set up. You need to heal up, do that, whatever the case is. We get 3. So we 3-star this. That's not a problem. Where are we at? Well, I'll skip through a little bit here. So we're just bombing this side with Baal. We're gonna get through. Fortunately, with Baal, it kind of regens up. So we're gonna switch to Zhongli, I think, off memory. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna bomb that another side. We're gonna venti through here to Jane to get the energy up for Jean, most likely. We're gonna do there we go. So Jean's got ultibat. So now we're probably gonna kill these people. This is gonna be another. We've got another 5 stacks on her. So now that we've got 5 stacks of corrosion, we just want to yeah, we've used the Jean ulti after the 5 stacks, so just to get through this. Our venti is gonna take a lot. Now you gotta remember we've got 5 stacks of corrosion on us at the moment. But we're doing an iframe, we've got Venti ultis, so he doesn't take any damage as you've seen. We're going to switch to Zhongli, we've still got the corrosion damage, but he's not going to take any damage for a while. This ult is going to wear off, and corrosion should be wearing off. There we go, it actually just did. So corrosion wear off, we'll kill them, and there we go. We go into the next floor. So right now, everyone's going to be shooting themselves, which is fine. And what's going to happen is that I am going to use Barbara ulti off the bat, because we're going to then get particles back for it anyway, so... We're going to just do this and damage reduction, get the energy particles going for Sing Shu. We're going to go to Barbara, I'm pretty sure I do, at some point. There we go. And we do that. We don't even use an E. I don't even feel like using an E at the moment. So the other part of it is that because I've done a big heal, I don't use Barbara's E because, well, we're not low again. We need to be saving Barbara's E. We need to be saving Barbara's E for when our team is going to get low again. And when we're just sitting on our when we're sitting on our active character, that's when we're going to want our Barbara's E to then keep them alive through the single damage they're going to be taking. So it's going to be, we're kind of going to skip through a little bit here. So here we go. So everyone's going to start getting low again, right? Bennett's getting super low. We're going to switch to get away from it. Let Barbara take some of the corrosion damage here. So what you can do as well is that if you kind of have... there's inequality of the health of your team. You know, if there's a lot of corrosion stacks going on your active character, just switch off. Just switch off to someone else in your team that has more health. And then just let them take the damage before you're going to pump out some more heals again. So as we saw, we got Barbara on higher health, so we're going to switch to her just to let the corrosion stacks wear off. While that's happening, we heal up. So as we said, like as we see, corrosion stacks are gone. So now we can switch back. So the thing is, it doesn't matter if now I'm going to switch to Bennett here. Now you might be thinking, well, Bennett's 4,200. Why are you switching back? Why aren't you healing him first? Well, our corrosion stacks are gone now. We can just go back to doing normal. And until we kill enemies again, then we have to start worrying about healing. I'm going to come through here. We're going to kill everyone. Sure. It's getting low. And then as I realize that the corrosion stacks are getting up, we're going to throw a Barbara heal. Barbara heal comes up. And it's fine. Now we kill one of the last... This is the last time we're going to take corrosion damage, essentially, because we're going to kill this guy. We're going to skip through here. It's taking a while, actually. And then these guys we're going to kill right away. Yep, taking some corrosion damage. Doesn't really matter too much. Not a lot. Get knocked back. Bennett nearly dies. So I nearly cooked it there. Sorry, boys. So Barbara, pump out some little healing before the next one. We're just going to set up for... We're just setting up for the next next chamber. He dies. We'll just get forward. Okay, so this is going to be where the issue is. So chambers 1 and 2 are a little bit simpler when it comes to floor 11. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to come through here. So the issue with this chamber is that these guys on the first half, when you start accidentally killing the fireflies, unfortunately give corrosion stacks, and this is where it gets hard. But you're going to see some magic hopefully in this side. So we're going to use Venti ulti to sweep them all up. We're just switching to Jean here just to get some, we just want to get particles there. So we're going to do a pre-heal. We're going to do a pre-heal because we're about to bomb this side completely. So we're just getting energy ready. I think I re-shield my Zhongli, I do. And then we're going to Venti again, and then we're going to Baal here. We're going to Baal ulti, and then this is also going to pull up our Jean's heal. So hopefully we just snap everything here. Unfortunately, it's slow. I should have done some more charge attacks, I think. Jean heal just to get it done. So at the moment, we've just killed 3 enemies or whatever the case is. So we're going to have we've got quite a few stacks of corrosion. We know we've got a Zhongli and a Venti. So this is going to be about 5 seconds of iframing here. You know, Zhongli comes down, that's fine. We switch to Venti, we do another one. So as you see, during those ultis, our corrosion stacks have worn off, so we haven't actually taken any damage. Unfortunately here, I think someone dies here because the ice mated ended up shooting. I accidentally switched to Venti here. In actuality, I wanted to switch to Zhongli. My Venti's gonna die, unfortunately, but it's cool. And then we're gonna go Zhongli. Corrosion stacks are down, and we're just gonna do that. And then, yeah, and at this point, we're just gonna again throw another Gene out. So again, we've seen our Gene ulti only heals for 4,000. That's it. As you see, guys, we've only been healing for 4,000 with Gene on that half, and the purpose and the point of it is that all you need is just a battery. This side we're gonna come through. Again, we don't use our Banner ulti. I'm trying to show you how little heals you need, and we haven't got a shielder. So if anything, we're not using a shielder on this half. We're using single shoot damage reduction. We're using Barbara heals, and that's all we need to do. So it's gonna hit goo. I'm just gonna skip through because this thing is gonna be it's gonna be kill. That's fine. Yeah, so we're using 3-star this. I'm going to go through the characters here. I'm going to show you. So we go to our Barbara. So our Barbara, as I said, our Barbara is 50 out of 60, right? Max health is 14,000. We haven't got like a 30,000 level 80 Barbara, packed to the nines. Her talents are a little bit, not leveled, but just from back in the day when I first started, when we all first started Genshin, I've put a couple levels of Barbara at some point. She is C6'd, so she got those bonus levels from the constellations. As you see, there's honestly nothing here. And then we're going to see, as I show you here, we got a Gene. We got a level 20 out of 40 Gene. 10,000 health, 800 attack. This is just non-existent. Talent levels aren't even leveled up. Healing bonus, nothing. So out of, a level 60 flute, level 50 flute, 60 flute. We've got, the substats are good, but this is not here for the substats. She's here just for some main, got some energy recharge on her just to actually help. And that's it. And that's it. That's honestly, that's all there is to this, to that. So, as I said, the main thing you need to worry about is not to panic. You don't want to be panicking floor 11 thinking you need some crazy heals coming through, right? All you need is just a healer at the level. Yeah, everyone's got a Barbara, so there's no excuse. Everyone's got a Barbara that can throw some artifacts on. And then whoever they have as a second healer should be fine. Hopefully, if you've got a Dona's probably one of the best ones as well because she gives that healing and shielding. She's extremely good. The only thing you want to worry about team comp wise is maybe just to try battery your healer. So as I said, like with a Barbara, I ran Sing Shoot. So with the particles coming through, it's going to help her. With the Gene, I got the Venti to also get particles there. Fortunately, also I've got a Bal as well, so Bal just pumps up her ulti with energy too. If you're running a Gene in the actual poverty town that I am, and you don't have batteries for it, then you probably, like if I didn't have a battery for my Gene, then I would be struggling to actually get her ultis out because it's really not enough at that point. But the purpose of it is all you need is minimum heals with a shielder if that's the case, and just don't panic. All you need to worry about is healing your active character and dealing with potentially 10,000 damage is going to come the way. But remember, if you're ulting through it, it's just going to iframe. And if you're not killing big bulks like I am, you're just killing slowly, it should be a bit easier because you're going to be drip feeding the damage through. So all you need is like some consistent okay damage coming through. But do not feel the need to have to. The biggest thing that I want to get across with you guys is do not feel the need to bomb invest into a Barbara, leveling a Barbara to level 80 healing, rolling for Kokomi in 2 days, investing in like a Gene, or you got a Chi-Chi on the bench but you think you need to invest in her. Like, you don't need to heavily invest in these units. The support shielders or support healers that you've been using already, keep them and just make the slight adjustment. Chuck some. You got your Barbaras. Everyone's got a Barbara sitting there. Just whatever random plus 20 artifacts you got, just put it on your Barbara, pull her in, and she's going to be enough to heal. That's it. That's fine. As you just saw, my non-existent Barbara healed one side, and then I've got my Gene, my level 20 Gene to complement my Zhongli on the first half. That's all you need, guys. You don't listen to this rubbish about all this other investing into the units. And that's my take on it. So it's just, yeah. If you have any further questions, by all means, hit my link up on twitch.tv, thatgucciz. You can always join my Discord as well. Any questions, Discord, come to my stream. I'm always happy to help out with any other builds, or if I haven't really managed to answer your concerns about floor 11 on this video, then join me in my Discord, join me on Twitch, just hit me up, ask questions. Always happy to help, guys. Always happy to help out. And yeah, I mean, and that's just what it's all about. So hopefully this has been beneficial for you guys. And I hope to see you guys in the future in Discord or my on stream. Otherwise, have a good night, guys, and enjoy your week. Peace.